I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to my. Okay, can I have your attention, please?
I'm taking the.
Everyone, can I have your attention? It's 6:30. It is December 8th, 2025. And we're gonna start the meeting. You wanna kick us off?
John are here.
Ray is here.
Jones here.
Church here.
Leonard here.
All right, so then we're gonna go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So next, Clerk Buchanan, have we satisfied open meeting law?
Yes, we are in compliance with open meeting law.
Very good. Now we go to the approval of the agenda, and I was gonna make a suggestion that we pull the Mill Pond thing up. I got a ton of emails. I think a lot of people got
I think we all
emails.
did.
So I'm gonna pull that up. I'd like to anyway. But anybody
So
else
where?
have anything that they wanna do with the agenda?
Where do you want to move it?
Do you want to do it right after the consent agenda? Right before the clerk's report? Or right after the
Do you want
clerk's
to
report?
do it before the public comments or after?
Do it after public comment.
I was gonna do it before because I think it might calm people down.
Okay, I'm okay with
That's why
that.
I was doing, I asked Chief Grecki and he was okay with it too. So when do you want to do it? You want to do it right after the clerk's report then? Is that good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Anything else for the agenda?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda for the December 8th, 2025 town board meeting with the change of moving the Mill Pond up to under the clerk and treasurer report.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 8B2.
8B2, sorry.
8B2?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it 7?
I didn't call it that.
8B2. Move 8B2 up to under 6B.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we'll move that up. Next is the consent agenda. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to pull the November 18th Park Committee meeting minutes. Those will be approved maybe tomorrow, but I submitted them without realizing they had not been approved.
Oh, so you're just talking about on 5A at the end,
Under 5E,
5E. Oh, the report.
no, the minutes, the November 18th minutes were submitted with the Park Committee report, and they should not have been.
Oh, they're part of that. Okay. All right. Anything else? All right, so, do I have a motion to
I'll
approve?
make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with pulling out the park committee minutes for November.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so we approved everything but those November Park Committee. They'll go on next month, right? Okay. Then let's move to the Chief Gurecki. Would you like to lead it?
No,
Clerk Treasurer's
it's the
report.
clerk
Oh, it's after. I put it in the wrong spot. I'm sorry. Clerk Treasurer. Clerk Buchanan.
Treasurer's report for November 2025. Total receipts were $39,565.30. Transfers for November were $178,000. Interest earned on the general checking was $400.75. Balance as of October 31st was $76,673.62. Total funds for November were $294,639.67. Checks
December were $222,637.59, leaving a balance of $72,002.08 in the general checking account.
Any questions for Clerk Treasurer Buchanan?
Can I ask what's left in the town hall building project of the 67,000?
The $67,000, that is the balance in that account.
And it's not accounted for, that we're expecting bills for that?
That is part of our new capital fund.
Okay.
This is the treasurer's report, and the actual budget is a different number, which is the money that still needs to be spent in 2025 for the window project and other small items if they occur.
So that is separate from this, there's a
That
separate
is-
line item from the
that is separate,
67,000?
So then what is this 67,000? Is it leftover money that should be moved? or-
It's in our capital fund for projects for the town hall. That's how it's been designated.
Oh, it's designated fund. Yep,
If you look at the header, it says designated funds.
Yep. yep, okay. Any other questions for Clerk Treasurer Buchanan?
Make a motion, we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The report is accepted. Did you want to go over anything in your summary, or do you just want to field questions? How do you want?
We're collecting over $1 million more this year in property taxes. I'm sure you saw that. If anybody has any questions. Tax bills went out. I received mine either Friday or Saturday at home. Assuming most people got theirs already.
Yeah, we got ours too.
And so the increase was mostly through the school district.
Please read the letter.
Yeah.
Start accepting and receiving on Thursday. We'll accept the payment before, but we won't receive until Thursday.
Any questions?
I don't have any other questions?
No.
Okay, so,
The next is the resolution to approve the town board, election inspector appointments for the 2026, 2027 term. Would you like me to read it?
I don't need you to read it. Do we need to officially do that? Attorney Mill?
No, resolutions don't have to be read
Make
out.
a motion that we accept, approve resolution number 2025-13.
Second.
So, I think there's like 31 people on here. Do
Counted
we-
30, yeah.
Do we use all those 31 people?
That's my question too.
Really?
Well, for not every election, like February's election will be, because we do split shifts, so we usually have 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. The general election, like the November, the last one, we had 12 or 13 people alone processing absentee ballots for 8 to 10 hours that day.
Wow.
So we definitely use everybody.
Okay.
And I recruit people, people offer to help. Yeah, we need all of these people.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, resolution 2025-13 passes.
And then my last item, I had a copy of an ordinance from the town of Walworth regarding, having administrative fee to writing refund checks. A lot of times during tax collection, depending what taxes due, we write 20 to 30 refund checks in each month. So all of December refunds are paid in January, all of January's are paid in February. The county also does this $5 admin fee, and I thought between the time it takes to write the checks, mail them, all that information, that I thought, why not? It's just a suggestion.
I had some feedback that if it's an overpayment and it's the residents' money anyway, should we really be charging them a fee, or could they claim they should have interest earned? I don't know how the residents
It's a
feel about
proc-
being,
It's a processing fee. It takes time to write those checks and stuff like that.
Understood.
The county does it already. However,
heard.
we don't refund below $10 anyway. So, I mean, if you.
We don't today.
It's a source of revenue, but if you don't want more revenue,
We don't refund below $10 today.
no, we don't.
What is the boat launch? Did we create a policy for boat launch overages?
That's totally separate
I
from
know,
this.
but what was that dollar amount?
Boat launch, if someone overpays at the boat launch, they can come in any time up for at least 8 months after making that overpayment and get a refund.
Okay.
If they don't come and get it, they don't come and get it, so.
I mean, I just thought it was worth talking about, I don't know. And what is generally the reason for the reimbursement payment?
If they overpaid, like if their escrow check comes and it's $130 over, we write them a check for the refund.
I see.
It's just a processing fee.
Cause some
If you-
banks do it before they get the statement or whatever, they just distribute
Absolutely,
the escrow.
and some banks just send whatever's in the escrow account.
Right. So I don't know, I'm open to suggestions or
Yeah,
discussion.
I'm open for
Well,
more.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with a fee, I mean,
The process.
they're processing, they're spending time to do it, there's a check fee, I'm sure.
Postage,
Right.
everything
I mean,
else.
Envelope,
there's money involved on our end
time to do it.
that we're actually losing money then.
Right.
Correct.
Which is why
It's part of
Walworth
the
County
process.
went to
Right.
their ordinance.
And like I said, actually, the town of Walworth got the idea from Walworth County Treasurer's Office.
How many $5 bills do we have to make to pay for the attorney to write this?
It shouldn't,
Just kidding, Jim, I'm just kidding.
if I block and copy what the town of Walworth did, it's not gonna take much time at all.
I mean, I agree with it, that's my opinion.
I think
I
if,
agree.
if they make a request to have it
And we
paid,
always refund, but we don't refund under $10.
yeah,
Right,
so it's already happening.
right.
Yes, but it costs us money to do the process.
to send them the check back.
No, we already don't refund $10, so it's all,
Under $10.
right, so.
But
we're-
she's saying any check, when we do make a refund, we're gonna keep $5. Right.
Oh,
For processing.
I see, I didn't get that out of this.
Postage and
I
The
see,
envelope and the
labor.
time.
understood. Yes,
Now, county, I believe refunds at $5 or more, is that correct?
Yeah, they have a different policy,
Yeah,
so.
but like Clerk Treasurer Buchanan said, we'll do 20 or 30 each period, so those are the ones that are more than $10.
So
That's what she's
thir-
proposing.
30 checks at $5 is $150,
Yep.
which it's revenue.
So
If
how,
you-
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how would that work then? You would just, refund them less the $5?
Correct.
Okay.
It's that simple.
So would it be less the $5? Yeah, okay.
All right, I make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to draft an ordinance relating to a refund of certain overpayments to the town.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
All right, so now we have Chief Gurecki.
Good evening.
All right.
I'm sorry?
So, hi, chief.
Hey. As you can see, I have a stack of paperwork with me and all kinds of research and going forward. So where this came from is after the last meeting, Supervisor Church and Chairperson Jones put forward quite extensive plans on the lake. And so I was reviewing those and thinking about, is there a way that we can get some type of positive out of this? And the thing that I read, and I may have made an error when I read, but it talked about Mill Lake. And knowing in the back of my mind some of the things that are going on at the county level with concern over the land dam and that, I simply put to Chairman Jones a proposal to have a discussion, consideration, conversation, and ideas about the possibility of making Mill Lake slow no wait. Now that doesn't have to be hard set, and that wasn't a hard set fast rule, but it clearly got the attention. And I'll be honest, 50% of the emails that I got were positive and in favor of it, and 50% of the emails that I got were negative and not for it. I don't know who sent me emails. I don't know everybody's name or faces just yet, but that's my take on it. And it wasn't meant to cause all kinds of angst and anxiety. It was simply a discussion point so that we can start moving forward. In order to move forward and have positive things happen, we have to talk about them, whether they're good ideas or bad ideas. But somebody out there has an idea that maybe we can compromise and find some room in the middle. And I believe during public comment, some of that is going to be brought up by people I see in the room that I've had personal conversations with face to face. So that's where I was coming from when I proposed this. It was in no intent to rapidly get an ordinance through or anything else. It was simply a discussion point. Having been out on the lake a few times, I find that is, for me, my favorite part of the lake. That's where, if I could live on this lake and purchase a home, I would want to be up by Mill Lake. I enjoy that part of the lake personally the best. I think that's a gorgeous part of the lake. I know that's also one of our deepest parts of the lake. But when I am up there and I see tubers and water skiers out there, it's not very big. There's just not a lot of room, in my opinion. I grew up on a different lake. I didn't grow up on this lake. So, again, it was just an idea to start conversation. It wasn't a hard, fast thing trying to push through an ordinance. And that's where I'm at with it.
That's why I wanted to have it. It's really just in good intentions to try and move the conversation forward, I think, is what the intent was. So that's why I wanted to head it off a little bit, because I think I got mixed emails too, more heavily against it from the ones I've seen. What, you too?
Same.
Yeah, and so, with all the email flurry that went on, I thought it was worth
Yeah.
bringing it up front, so. I'm good with that at this point. We can move into public comments, and then you can share thoughts if you have some. Oh, you have something?
Yeah, I truly look at every email that comes through, and some of the things that I think are worth consideration came from people who didn't want such an ordinance. For example, the waves from the vessels other than wake-enhanced boats aren't destructive or dangerous. The smaller lake is easier to learn how to drive a boat on, teach surfing, tubing and water skiing, because it's a smaller lake. I understand that. The other thoughts I had were, by eliminating or by reducing the activity in Mill Lake, it would reduce some of the need for water patrol across the lake, because we have limited resources and limited amount of time to get from one side of the lake to the other. The dam is a critically high-risk earthen dam that should be protected. We can't wait for erosion of that dam to occur, because by then it will be too late. I don't know how much, I did not get a hold of the people I needed to today to find the cost to replacing the dam the last time, but I'm almost certain that federal money to do such a thing would be few and far between. With less traffic on that lake, there would be less erosion on the dam. That's my correlation. The dam doesn't have a seawall to act as a buffer, so it's receiving all of the wave effect. And I think there needs to be a structural analysis so that we could definitively say, sure, we can have all the activity, or we can have some of the activity, or we can have none of the activity. I think a structural analysis of the dam is key. I don't know where that's at. I know that the Lake Beulah Management District was working on that. I don't think they've received a report on that, but I think that's a critical factor to be considered.
And realistically, that, taking into consideration, pretty much everything that Barb was talking about is where this came from. Nothing nefarious was trying to be taking place. We're not trying to push through an ordinance to restrict, Mill Lake, but you gotta have the conversations and get the ideas out there, so. And again, part of that process was, because I still have friends at the county, and that part of the lake is of high topic, apparently at the county board for numerous reasons. I'm not going to speculate or rumor or anything. Their meeting's on the 15th, if you wanna find out more, but that also factored into my thought process, is that is an earthen dam, and anything we can do to make sure that we keep that there, and in place, and the integrity is of vital importance to me, working for you.
When was the meeting at the county again?
It's supposed to be on the 15th, my understanding is.
Yeah,
So I know that's going to be a well-attended meeting. I'm pretty positive of it. I will not be there though, just so everybody knows.
Todd, is LBMD doing a structural study, do you know?
There's one coming through for the DNR. Yeah, we're waiting, the analysis was done. We are waiting and waiting for the final report to come out.
From the DNR?
Correct.
Yeah.
I have called them, I don't know how many times.
Okay. No, it's good to know. I didn't know that was even
It's
in the
done.
process, so, cool. All right.
I think several of the emails also talked about concerns of limiting that area would mean increased traffic on the rest of the lake. And so I think that was in multiple emails.
And I don't disagree with some of the people that I talked to. Mill Lake would be a great lake to learn how to water ski on. It's small. And again, my experiences out there are limited. I have seen, I think, 2 water skiers out there. More often than not, I see tubes. Not so much water skiers, but tubes out there. At least that's my personal experience with Mill Lake.
It'd be a nice lake to float on.
All right, so we want to move on?
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So now it's public comments. Let me read my pitch here. Please be advised that per state statute 19.84 sub 2, information may be received from the public. Comments are limited to a 4-minute period per person. Be further advised that there will be no discussion on the information received and no action will be taken regarding public comments. Upon conclusion of this citizen participation segment, members of the audience are not allowed further comment unless they are participating in a public hearing. or if specifically allowed by a majority vote of the town board due to involvement in a specific agenda item. So do we have any public comment? Oh, you go? Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to make a few comments regarding, N80 31 Stearns Bridge Road. I'd like to make a few comments regarding Mill Pond. In light of all of the discussion and dialogue regarding the wake enhanced boating that we've all enjoyed for the last 18 months, I think prohibiting wake enhanced boating on that particular lake, because if you come 500 feet off of each shore and you get your minimum of 25 feet of water, it doesn't leave you much of a strip to go wake enhanced boating in that lake. I think as far as the general boats, your planing boats that don't make a displacement wake, there's no reason to ban them on the lake. Just keep them out at the 200-foot mark and let them enjoy the lake. I don't think that making it a no-wake lake, it's gonna create more enforcement problems. It's gonna push the boats that were on Mill Pond, enjoying their peace and serenity over there, over to the other parts of the lake and make the other parts of the lake more congested. So my thought is, if you wanna ban something, ban wake enhanced boating on that lake. And as far as the regular propeller boats that plane, leave them alone and let them follow the standard ordinances that are in place.
Anyone else? Yes, sir. Brian?
Brian Fonz, N 8680 Wilmer's Grove Road. I just wanted to follow up from the last meeting where the discussions and consideration was given for the wake enhancement zones. And during the discussion, one of the concerns with doing a zone approach was with the buoy placement, like a special use buoy placement to mark the areas. And that there was a requirement for permanently anchoring those into the lake bed, either pouring concrete down or augering them in or whatever. Since then, both myself and Jess Steineck had followed up with Robert Nealand. He is a supervisor in law enforcement with the DNR, to clarify, what would be required to anchor those. And in fact, the conventional anchoring that we do with the slow and awake buoys would suffice. It would be appropriate. So that, as far as being cost prohibitive to do that, really is not a consideration for that. So it's just something to think about. The other piece of information in the discussion with Robert Nealand was that to put a buoy on the lake, that it has to be under an ordinance. So if anyone was looking to try and do an advisory zone, they would not be able to use buoys for that. So buoys cannot be put on the lake unless there's an ordinance that is tied to that. So just a couple of points that we followed up on there. We also had a discussion with Chief Gorecki, Jess and I did, really nice conversation about that, and just clarifying that conventional anchoring would suffice for that. And then we talked a little bit about zones and asked him about enforcement. And I think some of the key principles he was looking for was something simple and easy to enforce, not confusing. And we talked about having two zones, the two big areas, which would be one zone on the dockside area and one on the Long Lake area, and using minimal amount of buoys to mark that. And I think the sentiment with Chief Gorecki was that would be reasonable in terms of enforcement. He also had a great idea that if we could, to try and reverse engineer with the DNR to see if we can get a permit for that, so we would have a foundation then to go from, to see if that's possible. So we pursued that. Chris Kubicek put a map together with buoys for those two zones with GPS coordinates. And just had a conversation with Robert Nealon this afternoon to try and do that. And he was supportive of our concept and what we were looking to do. He understands what we're looking to do. However, he said that their process would need a ordinance coming along with it. But in general, Robert Nealon understands the concept of doing a zone and was expressing willingness to work with the town and work with LBMD to try and accomplish that. So, you know, in light of, you know, the resolving the cost of these permanent anchors and getting some consensus as far as local enforcement and DNR willing to work with us, I think this is something that should be revisited as a solution. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sherry, right? See? Getting to know
It's good, I'm
people.
gonna become known, I can't. Sherry Reilly, N9481 Island Drive. So I guess what I wanted to start with, and it was very helpful to actually have the chief sort of explain things, but what I wanted to more address was, when I left here on the 17th, I didn't quite know what happened. There was one proposal by Supervisor Church, and there was an awful lot of work done by Chairman Jones. And all that really came out of all of that work that was put in was a committee to be formed to study mussels. And unless I missed something, and then I thought, well, maybe on this agenda, there was gonna be a follow-up discussion about, okay, what's gonna happen next? And the only thing that was on there was the chief, which I rather do applaud him for at least suggesting something, because there's nothing else on here. And it seems to me that we keep kicking that can down the road, and I heard something about a certain timeline, and even I hear certain things about if we don't get an ordinance in place. Well, those ordinances don't write themselves. And I'm starting to understand that there's specific ways you need to do things, and if it's not even on the agenda, it can't even be discussed. And that's really frustrating, because we had a meeting where we voted, and the majority voted to put a ban on wake boats. We had a public hearing where the majority was to put a ban on the wake surf mode. So the town is speaking, and it doesn't feel like we're being heard, and that's extremely frustrating. I do have to say that coming to the budget hearing, that there obviously were other things in play. But once again, that's where I am feeling a lack of frustration that, okay, here was an opportunity tonight to, okay, why can't we pull together some of these great ideas and start to get something down on paper? And that just makes me extremely frustrated. And as far as Mill Pond goes, I thought about it, and I decided, and I think John Stoss said it very eloquently, that the only thing that really needs to be banned there is that wake enhanced. And I can speak from, experience being here since the 70s, that up until 5-6 years ago, the destruction on our shoreline was not there. And even, I remember my parents complained about jet skis. Well, they're nothing compared to once you get several boats on there at once, and then you add a wake surfing mode, oh my God, you can't even, our dogs get knocked over, little kids get knocked over, and it truly is that wave interaction where those two different types of waves interact with each other, and then there's that rebounding effect. So that's just my couple little comments. Thanks.
Thank you.
Jess Steinig, W1969, It's a Little Road. I just wanted to add on to what Brian said, because I was part of that discussion. And from talking to Robert, unfortunately, he does not want to reverse engineer, which was mentioned. So it is critical to get an ordinance in place. Our hands are tied. We are ready to have a compromise 500 feet, 25 feet. There would be 2 zones. Everyone hopefully would be happy. We'd all meet in the middle. But right now, we're just standing doing nothing. And I cannot apply for that permit, which I did discuss with him. So it's pretty much roughed in and it would be accepted. But his point to me was, we're not doing anything until we have an ordinance in place. So please, let's get something done, so that when this next season happens, we're ready to go. Thank you.
Have you shared any of this with the board at all? What you've talked with Robert Nealon about? I know I'm not supposed to talk, but I just,
With
yeah, what you've done
what board?
with
Our
us.
board.
This is all fresh
I
within
know.
the last
So
week.
I'm suggesting share with
Oh,
us. That
well,
would be-
I asked Pat to make contact with you today.
Oh,
I don't know if he did.
no,
Okay.
so, okay,
He was supposed to follow up with you.
no, that's fine. Just make sure we get it.
Well, we're just trying to do proactive work to get
Yep.
ahead of the curve here and get something done. And I think from listening to all sides, this would be a working compromise, so we should stop wasting time.
Okay. Anybody else?
John Becker, W 1958 Pastime Lane. The subject of Mill Lake, and I say Mill Lake because 10 years ago we went through the same thing, and the attorney at that time chewed us out for saying Mill Pond, because it's really officially Mill Lake. I don't know if you remember that, Jim, but.
I don't remember ever chewing anyone out at a town board meeting.
Anyway, the subject came up then, and a number of people complained about the wakeboard boats. And they said, fine, let's ban them completely from Mill Lake. And they asked the management district what they thought. I was on the management district at that time. We looked it over and said, look, if you ban them from Mill Lake, they have to go in the rest of the lake, and the people in the rest of the lake don't want them. So that's not fair. And so we looked it over and said, let's take the buoys and move them out to 200 feet. And that's where the 200 feet started. And that's where they are today. The bottom line, it was probably a reasonable idea. It didn't work. The people are not satisfied. They still have the problems. So we went through that. And another thing associated with that is that Mill Lake is actually a large lake by Wisconsin statutes. The dividing line is 50 acres. 50 and below, it's small. Certain things apply to it. You can make it a no-wake lake, very simply. I believe over 50, you cannot do that. So we should look into that. That may preclude everything. I'm not sure on that, but that's what we were told at that time, that 50 acres was it. I think Mill Lake is 52 acres. It was right at that cusp there on that. Anyway, if you take that into account, maybe it settles the whole thing. That's all I had.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, my name is Melissa Prusing. I live at N9554 Millsite Road on Mill Lake. Thank you for using the word consideration. I appreciate knowing that there's a discussion on this topic. It's my home. It's going to be my forever home. I'll live here hopefully till I die. I just want to say I'm not positive that while I understand the intent of moving the conversation forward, and I applaud that, I don't think this is the right move because it's too dramatic and it's too big of a change to make on just one part of the lake to try to solve a concern that the whole lake has. I too enjoy taking my guests out and being able to teach them how to, I don't water ski, but my next door neighbors do. I enjoyed teaching them how to tube and feeling safe in a smaller space and having their parents feel safe for their little kids, letting them go on a tube for the first time. I also get a little concerned that it will become the tie-up area and it'll be party central every weekend. All that said, I'm willing to continue to participate in the conversation, but I don't think an all-out ban on any wake of any type is the right answer for Mill Lake. Thank you.
Thank you. Go right ahead.
Carla Georgie, North 8590 Stringers Ridge Road. My understanding was because there's all these other ordinances on wakeboarding going through the state, that according to Attorney Mills, that it was best for us to kind of see where those played out, instead of us risking the town board to get sued again. So I don't know if I'm wrong, but it seems like they want something done. But I thought that was a decision kind of to hold off a little and see what happens.
Thank you. Yes?
My name is Chris Trepotowski. I live at N9270 East Shore Drive until I moved to my house on Highway J, which is on the dam. I want to change the subject a little bit because I was here at the electors meeting when the town board budget was discussed, and I wanted to commend the board and specifically Chairman Jones for the work that was done to communicate to the electors the budgetary issues that are presented with the town levy and the borrowing that's been going on. I think I know from looking at social media that has generated some discussion. I think the discussion is good discussion that needs to be had. I know I myself did a search and was surprised to see that the town's auditor back in 2023, which was the only one that I could find online, actually criticized the town for the way it handled capital, that it didn't separate capital budgets, which is one step in the right direction, because I think we probably only face one more year of an auditor not liking the way things are done, because that's going to be in place next year, which I commend the board again for doing. I think it's important from a standpoint of transparency and understanding what's going on to be able to accomplish those things. I would also encourage the town to be more transparent than even that, because under Wisconsin law, for example, the salaries of every employee of every part of government is a public record. But if you search online, even to find out what what supervisors get paid, you can't find that about East Troy. You can find every single 67 employees of the village, and you can find out exactly how much money they make. And without getting into the weeds, I think that we as citizens here have the right to know that information, to process that information, to understand the capital budgets and why they work. And so I would encourage the town board to consider that and to move in that direction. Now, I will say that I'm going to put one little piece out there. I was on Mill Pond, because that's where my house is going to be, every day during the boating season this year. I don't believe that water ski or tubes have been a problem. My wife and I swim there. We take our pontoon boat there. We don't see issues with that. But having been involved in the dam issues for people who live on the dam and dealing with the county, I would say that I would really like the Lake Management District and the town board to take a hard look at restricting wake-enhanced boats altogether on that lake because of the impact on the dam. Because if that dam gives, it will affect every single riparian owner on the lake. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Just finishing up a note. All right, so then we'll go into Department of Public Works, Superintendent Shield.
I only got a copy of my little report. Any questions on that?
How much did we get? What did we end up getting for Black Bear?
12,000 5.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, so that worked out well in the town's favor.
No, that was an excellent
I
call.
would like, well, first off, I'd like to say thank you for making sure we did that. Secondly, can you go talk to Chief and tell him that we wanna do that with all of our equipment?
We got a whole list of stuff we're gonna do, old radios and light bar.
But not our chief of fire.
Oh.
I
Okay,
want him to start doing it. And I don't know if he doesn't know how, like,
it's super easy.
I would love
Yeah.
him to at least put it out there.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to him about it as well.
Yeah.
Great job.
You also mentioned, having the village help vacuum out basins, was that at a cost? or-
Nope. No, it's kind of a shared thing. So then we will move on to an update on the Beulah Heights culvert replacement. With the DNR having their fingers in it now, and a change from the, steel culvert to a concrete one. They had to do more testing to, do more soil borings to, cause the first ones they did wouldn't support the new culvert that would go in, the concrete one. So that delayed everything, cause now you had to resubmit drawings and everything back to the DNR, so. This is now moving to more of a spring project. They're working, Lynch and Associates is working with the DNR, cause that spring gets really hairy and they don't want you usually doing any work before June 15th because of fish breeding and that, so they're trying to get this ahead of that season. But now it looks like, our bids will finally be coming back in. They'll go out in January and or end of December and have to be back in January. I had a discussion with Michelle, maybe we can move that date from January 9th to the 12th to a meeting date, so we don't have to have a special one. But I will talk with Lynch on that.
If you do, let me know, because I have it on my calendar. I
Yep.
was gonna try and be in here for it.
And that is what's been posted in the paper too.
Yep.
The 9th has been
Oh, I
posted.
thought it wasn't posted
It's
yet.
not posted yet.
Today would have been the deadline, it went in last week.
Oh, it did.
It's Friday and
Okay.
next Friday.
I thought it was this week.
I just thought,
It is gonna be in on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will.
but it's too late for us to change it, cause
Yeah.
that would have had to be done by noon
Okay.
today.
Yeah, cause it's something that, I mean, the whole board doesn't have to be there when we open, if we have one board member, when we open them at noon. And it doesn't have to be a special meeting or anything.
I just know in the past, like when we've had projects, we've done a lot of bid openings here
Yeah,
during
the
the
meeting.
meetings.
Yeah.
So then it's also broadcast
Yeah.
and, more public for the community to have access and visibility to. And Friday to Monday, I thought, why are we pushing it on Friday? We can, they can be due in on Friday and we can just open them on Monday, but
Yeah.
apparently we missed that.
At this point, there's no way to reverse that. It's
I can reach
published.
out to them first thing in the morning and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will call Tim, or actually Dan Meyer. just to
Well,
see.
Again,
yeah.
transparency and
Yep, I agree.
visibility.
If we have to do it at 12 on the 9th, then we'll bring it to the board and I'll share what we've
Oh, of
discovered.
course.
then.
At the meeting.
Just share all the bids and how it was selected, if we have to hold the 9th bid.
The board as a whole would
Have
approve
to.
the winning bid.
It's just opening.
Just the
It's
bills.
just the
Okay.
opening, yeah.
Yeah.
It comes to the board anyway, but we can give a little more explanation at that time if that's helpful.
Yep. Okay. With the state culvert inspection, they started a new one this year, looking at culverts that are from 6 to 20 feet. We had a whole inventory done that was complete. We have 8 culverts that meet that. Got a email on 11/21. We now have one, I don't know how they figured out or why it wasn't figured out in the past. Now it actually, one of our culverts, they can consider a bridge now. One on Town Line Road, south of Highway ES. But that has to have now a state inspection on it for a bridge at a cost of $1,000, which we didn't know it was even we couldn't even include in our budget, but we can do it in our old road budget. But now we have two bridges. We have one in Hill Valley and now one on Town Line that are now and will be available for, if something goes wrong, for federal funding, for state repairs.
What makes the difference?
It's over a 20-foot span.
It's a double barrel,
Double barrel and not.
so
like
it
I
makes
said,
it a little longer.
Yeah,
I can't figure out why they would do it, but,
yeah, it's actually the width that it is. I don't know
Oh,
why
the
it was never
width.
considered a bridge before. We have two other ones that are the same. I don't know. I'm not an inspector, I don't know how they go about that. But that's gonna have to get done in the spring.
but the county's doing that, right? They're doing that inspection for $1,000 bucks?
We'll have to do that.
The county will request a new bridge
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah, when they actually, we'll get charged it when they do all of their bridge inspections in the county.
Right, so the county's
Yeah, we'll
gonna get them involved. for
Yep,
it.
and
Yeah.
we'll just get billed for it.
Right, right.
And then another one to bring up, now that we have snow again, it's been preached about, letters have been handed out. As far as snow removal, we have an ordinance for depositing snow in the right of way on the road, plowing across the road. We've had trouble time and time again with people doing it. I encourage you, it was in the packet, I encourage you to look online. It's gonna start getting enforced after this meeting today. We've had people plow an entire driveway, leave it in the driving lane. It's a hazard. Now we're done playing this game now. You're gonna get a ticket in the mail. All we're gonna do is get an address and you're gonna get a ticket in the mail for it. So I encourage everybody to read it. There's no more give and take on this.
And it's in the packet.
Yep, it's in the
So it's-
packet, it's online.
It's readily available.
Read it. So when you get a ticket in the mail, now you know what it's for. It's not much, it's $50 ticket, and could go up from there.
What about old chairs? Sorry about that, I'll get that out.
I plow around them, so. Any other
Big
questions?
garbage didn't come. They might not have been called.
Yeah. So, but it's just a fair warning that,
You were complaining at me for talking earlier. Come on now.
You know, conversation.
All right. So
All
then, I'm good. Everybody else?
I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Chief Gurecki.
The police numbers for November of 2025 were 923 calls for service. And on a suggestion from a constituent, I went back and pulled the numbers for November of 2024, and we had a total of 692 calls for service as a comparison, so we're up a little bit. Total of 10 crash reports for the month of November. 101 citations were written, and 10 ordinance violation citations were written. And year-to-date, we have 696 citations issued through the end of November. So that takes care of the police report. Also, Chairman Jones asked me to be in charge of the handbook committee, along with Supervisor Reyes, Clerk Buchanan, and Court Clerk Olson, and the chairman. We sat down and really hammered that out, and I'm happy to say that we are well ahead of schedule. The board as a whole has a completed copy or draft of the employee handbook, so I think in short order and basically a month, everybody gave of themselves. I had a pretty tight timeline. We met on Mondays, pretty much every Monday in November, to make sure this got done. One of the sessions went quite long. We were here probably 2.5 hours, I think, the first or second session, and really dove deep into that, but, we're here at the meeting in November. And I believe it was October when we started this, so,
Yep.
we pushed pretty hard and got them, a clean copy so they can review it and then put it out for, whatever they need to do as far as, Attorney Mills or any other attorney, they're gonna have review it, so.
Are we reviewing it tonight with you?
No.
I just wanted to make sure that you had it and it was part of the agenda, that we could discuss it, or you can discuss it. I just wanted to make sure that that was there, and on the agenda so discussion can happen. I don't believe any action will be taken on it because, Mr. Mills, I don't think has reviewed it at all, or any other attorney, to give us guidance, so.
But that's the plan, yeah, under new business, right?
Right, we have it later under 10A. 10A, we're gonna look for approval to go to employment attorney to have them review it. So I think the intent was putting it in here and you had it a few extra days to then be able to provide feedback. I don't know that we were planning to do that feedback in this meeting, but I thought you would give it to us and we'd incorporate it. But I'm open to whatever the board would like.
I have feedback, but
You have what?
I have feedback, so let me know.
Should we cover it here, or do you wanna?
No.
No, okay, so let's just get, I- It is. But we're still not gonna discuss it there unless we all agree to, so, all right.
Supervisor Church has discussion points, now would be the time
Okay,
to address it.
On page 15, under funeral leave, I wondered, since you said if somebody's asked to be a pallbearer, they're allowed funeral leave, what if somebody is asked to give the eulogy? I thought that might be a consideration. On page 16, we talk about insurance. Well, what if an employee doesn't need insurance? How is that handled? Did I miss that?
They don't take insurance, and, unlike a lot of places, we don't provide a benefit to the employee that doesn't take the insurance.
Okay, just curious.
And during a selection of insurance providers, there's a choice, right? That you pick which plan you want, or you select to not participate.
Right,
That's part of the enrollment process.
yes, ma'am.
when a new employee starts, they have the option to pick one of the qualified plans in Walworth County. If during open enrollment, which is in the month of October, they have the option at that time to move to a different plan. However, as the chief stated, if someone does not take the insurance at the time of hire, that we do not pay them a stipend for not taking the town's insurance. An employee can, however, like we had this year, in 2025, we had an employee who was on his wife's insurance. His wife retired from her position, and he became on the town's insurance. That's an opportunity also, whenever there's some kind of life event.
Life-changing event.
Yeah, and Barb, I guess the not selecting is part of the open enrollment process, not necessarily the handbook.
I just wasn't sure if we gave a stipend. I didn't see it defined in there, so I was curious. On page 17, I wondered if there could be a bank for hours donated. Say we have employees that have a lot of comp time that they can't get paid out for, that maybe they could donate that time for somebody else who might need it. So I was just curious to that. And my last one is on page 21, and we talk about, being called into work and that person is given at least 2 hours, does that include the planning commission? Because sometimes I know that in previous, years, when I've been on the planning commission might meet for a half hour. Well, I think it's kind of unfair to the employee to come in for a half hour, you know, they're driving 10 minutes to get here, 10 minutes to go home. I would like to see planning commission be at least 2 hours as well.
But that's a scheduled.
It's not an
That's a
emergency.
scheduled meeting, it's not an
Okay.
unscheduled request to come in.
Okay.
And to answer your first comment, I've never seen where the person giving the eulogy is given a day. It's in all the contracts that I've, in my life experience, it's always been, 1 day as a pallbearer, but I never really even gave thought. Nobody wants me to talk at their funeral, so I've never been asked.
I just thought sometimes the person that's asked to give the eulogy may not be a family member, may be a friend, and then it's hard to say, you know.
Yeah, no,
What's the difference between a pallbearer and the person who has to stand up there and talk about the person who just passed away? I thought maybe that deserves some consideration.
Yeah, I've never even crossed our discussion, when we were going through that, so.
Sorry to throw a wrench.
No, not a wrench.
No. All right, so we're good?
I'm good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to add one comment. The chief and I have been working with the payroll company about changing from the 24 pay periods per year to 26. $170 to do that programming change, and then there were some other issues we're following up with. So just an update in that area.
Who's on this committee? You?
Myself,
Excuse me.
We approved the committee at the last,
Supervisor Reyes.
Supervisor Reyes,
Kim.
Chairman Jones,
Clerk
Clerk
Olson.
Olson, and Clerk Buchanan. And the 5 of us.
I wonder
No,
if the-
that's fine.
How does the employees think of this so far? How is,
haven't, just,
They have not seen it.
other employees have
I'm
not.
talking about you. You're on the,
Me?
the employees on the committee, yes. If they have any questions or comments or,
I think it needs to go to all the employees so they have a chance to review it. All of the non-representative employees, for feedback. I had some concerns myself, but that's not for tonight's discussion.
what do you, okay. Well, I don't understand. How am I going to make a decision if I don't know what your feedback is? And I'm not on the committee.
There was a consensus of the committee. Whether everybody agreed with it or not, there was a consensus.
Okay. Okay.
There wasn't a lot of, I mean, Chief Gurecki helped me understand, our committees were not aggressively loud or anything.
I don't think we rolled through any, I don't recall rolling through any topics.
No, we
Yeah.
talked them all through, I thought, so.
I hope so. I hope we did, because that was the intent.
That was the
I know
intent.
we were moving along, but I think we paused, especially that one, that one, we were here well over 2 hours, and discussion points back and forth, and, I think when we came up with the final draft, we had consensus, and no one, at least vehemently,
Okay.
saying no.
So this is, all right. So this is what the committee is saying.
Chairman Jones.
Pretty
The
much.
rec,
Okay.
yes, sir.
I think what will likely happen is once we get to item 10A, if the board authorizes or approves of an employment law attorney that's gonna look at it, the board will await their feedback before the board as a whole does anything with this handbook.
Exactly.
So, that's,
There may be changes when it
There's-
comes back from a labor attorney.
Yeah, but that's, I just wanted to get input from the committee, that's
Yep.
all I was asking for. I got what I needed.
Very good. Anything more, any more discussion on the handbook, 8B1? Okay, we already discussed it's Mill Lake, not Mill Pond, so we don't have to deal with that. I guess we'll move on to Planning Commission. Thank you.
Yep.
So I learned about this request actually at our handbook meeting on December 1st, that Kate Hastings sent in, I don't know if it was to you, Kim and Jen, or,
To myself.
so there is the 2050 Comprehensive Land Use Plan, and right now, the county will only hear changes to that in October of each year, if I correctly.
That's correct.
And to me, they are just trying to make the language a little bit stronger, that the language today also says that, you know, if there's an emergency or, for reasons, for extraordinary circumstances, and today it also says for reasons affecting the public welfare, you could request to have it heard by the county at a different time than October. And they're tightening up that language. Again, I got this kind of secondhand. They're asking for our feedback by February 1st. The planning commission hasn't seen it. I don't know that we can act on it today. We did have two in the last year, requests to change, to amend the 2050 plan. Although our January board meeting is before the next planning commission meeting as well.
And that's why it's here tonight.
yeah, you can act on it tonight, it's noticed as such.
Right.
The issue is, do you want to give the planning commission a courtesy? I guess that's the,
Right.
if we wait till January, it's got to be in by February 1st.
That's what they've asked.
Yeah.
And to the other end, I don't know what option we really have with the county, because
No,
they're gonna do it
I-
across multiple cities, or multiple municipalities, right?
I personally like the change because it allows the town board and plan commission to give more consideration, because the way it was drafted before, extraordinary circumstance would have to affect the public welfare.
Okay.
They're just removing
now-
that language that it has to
Okay.
affect public welfare. So that expands the definition of what an extraordinary circumstance is, allowing more consideration to be given to an applicant.
Okay.
Okay. The initial version, I thought it was the opposite.
Yeah, I thought they were getting more aggressive,
Yeah.
but that's fine. That's,
And then I guess, in working with county, I don't know what alternative we have either, right?
That is very true.
That it's their document, right?
so we don't have any planning commission meetings in December. Is that what I?
Correct. Gosh. And the January one would be on the third
That's-
Wednesday, the
Now that we
20.
changed it, now it's the third week, so now it's
January
after.
21st.
Yeah.
So,
Well, could this be given to them? We could vote on it
Could.
tonight, and we could say, pending some review by them, and they just get it in their mailbox, and they gotta give us feedback?
Or
Is that
table
possible?
Or we could
Or
table
table
it.
it.
We could send it out to the planning commission, right, cause it
Yeah.
hasn't been
Oh,
sent out
and then
to them.
table it to,
And then we
Yeah,
could vote
January.
in January meeting.
At least that'll give them time to read it.
yeah.
So,
Any concerns? So I'll make a motion to table the, decision on the Walworth County amendment to chapter 6 of the 2050 comprehensive land use plan that affects all towns.
second.
Any other discussion?
Table it until when?
Oh, to the January
The
meeting.
January board meeting.
That will give the planning commission, okay. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, it's tabled. So now we're on to 9A. So there is nothing in the packet for the MSB contract, but we did have it in the October 27th. So Clerk Olson was in contact with them. The suggestion was, and I think she spoke with you.
She
right?
did.
So a lot of these items that you brought up were kind of expected, that they've had them before with other people, so they're willing to work with us on it. Would we get everything? Maybe not. Are they is it a hill worth dying on at this point? Is the question, and then do we just approve this, go forward? And his suggestion was to allow us to move forward with this and then have the final contract worked out. So, I mean, what's your opinion? You were in the call with, or in discussion with Clerk Olson.
My opinion is this: if you move forward, there's no guarantee there'll be any changes made.
Right.
Some of my suggestions, I don't think puts the town in jeopardy if it moves forward the way it is. But there's no guarantee after approval that they will do anything to change the terms.
The only reason why it was being pushed at all is because we were trying to get it in for the tax season.
collection.
And I don't even know if we can do that at this point. I'm not sure. We can make it yet or not?
Well, we've had calls regarding paying with credit cards. We've informed people that it's something that's in the works.
Right.
If this doesn't take place till January, we can take them in January, of course, but
If they come to the window, can't you still process a
not
credit
with a
card?
credit card. We don't take
We don't
credit
do
cards.
Credit cards for anything but court.
Okay.
So,
And we shared that it likely absolutely isn't gonna happen through December payments, and we're hoping to have them for January payments, but we just don't know, because it's, going through that contract process and so forth.
Yep.
So I think that people are really okay with not, but are excited for it.
about
Right.
the possibility, yeah.
So what's the board's thoughts?
I say we table it.
Is that a motion?
I will make a motion to table the MSB credit card contract, and establish, in order to seek changes to the contract as advised by Attorney Mills.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It's unfortunate, we just didn't start early enough. The second item under 9 is discussion possible action to approve the compensation letters for each of the town employees. It's not in the packet. I do have a copy of them here. It is what we discussed. Attorney Mills, what were we expecting in open session like this to be able to do with these approvals?
All the ones that have been signed, if the board has seen them, they could vote to approve them.
Okay.
It's my understanding that, with with the exception of one, all the other town employees have signed.
Correct. I think that's true.
So I don't know if the board has seen,
You haven't seen the final signed documents, no? I can let you have them. I just got them handed to me as I walked in today. So we can do that if you want to take a quick look. Or, I mean, we don't have a lot of time left, so.
you'd have to call a special meeting.
What do we have until?
Otherwise,
December
it's the end of the year.
31st.
Yeah, December 31st, but we'd need to have another meeting in order
Pass
to
it around.
approve it.
Pass it around, let's look at it.
Right.
Right.
They're
There,
signed.
Right.
there was a draft that we all discussed in
Yeah.
closed session and reviewed. This is just formalized, and then Attorney Mills did review them again to make sure they were accurate, so it's a two-pager. If you want,
Suggest that if you guys
if
are
you
okay
want
with
to try, that's,
Because that's not like critical.
okay?
Okay, so the update on the mailbox. It's been a challenge working with the post office, just trying to come to a consensus on placement and so forth. The things that we have learned is, outgoing mail would not be secure because they won't handle keys. So there's still going to need to be a trip maybe bi-weekly to the post office for outgoing mail. Anything sensitive or time sensitive, we can make an accommodation for. We'll need a new box, we'd get one saying UPS approved, that's about $107, tax exempt. The, let me just look at my notes here. So outgoing mail is not going to be secure, incoming mail not an issue. Site location was the biggest, piece of the puzzle. They don't feel that they would want someone to go through the back lot and just loop around. They would come up, do a U-turn, and they would like it placed on the other side of the road, out in front of the front door, basically. So I have looked at having other people involved in that decision process, but it's very challenging finding someone from the USPS that you can talk with. So that's kind of where we're at. We did just have to pay for our boxes. It's the same price if you pay for 6 months, or if you pay for the full 12 months, we just paid for 6 months. So we've got that time before our post office would expire, so to speak. And if we find that it's not worth it, then it's not worth it, but I still believe it's worth it to get it delivered here every day, because we don't necessarily have outgoing mail on a daily basis. Or something that can't wait, because oftentimes if one of us is here alone, we may not run to town to leave the town hall closed for that time that we run to town to do that.
Nell, where we're heading on this? Is it like the first of the
I'm
year?
gonna give it till the first of the year, I'm gonna continue to try and reach somebody,
Yep,
but if we don't, Todd and I may just go, enough.
okay,
Cause that's about where we're at.
no,
Just wanna
understood.
try a couple more phone calls. If anybody has a hookup with the powers that be in the post office, I would love to hear from you tomorrow. Pardon me?
Call the postmaster over in the village over there. We did.
That is who we're working with.
I've contacted them several times, and they were super to work with. He came out here and looked, it wasn't right.
No, had no ears for our suggestion, which meant zero turnaround, zero backing. Anything that they are suggesting involves a backup, a turnaround, a U-turn, all of that. That's why we feel that our proposal is the most ideal. But again, they have their rules and regulations, and that's why we're trying to find someone that maybe would come out and take a look and listen to our perspective and the rationale for our perspective.
Even though they're driving in here, they gotta turn around and go back out. Okay,
What could be worse, government working with government?
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I guess 500 it back.
All right. Ty, did you need these again?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the compensation letters for each town employee that has currently signed the compensation letters.
Second.
Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right.
Thank you for your work, Jean, with the post office.
All right, the next item on the agenda is Resolution 2025-14, Town Board appointments. So we added Town Administrator and Administrator Assistant in November.
Administrative assistant,
Well, it's a,
not administrator assistant. Administrative assistant.
okay,
To the town administrator.
to the Town Administrator. I think that was October, so we're now just codifying it in an appointment sheet, so. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-14, approving town board appointments.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay. So because this was just adding the two, that's why this just goes through 2025. the
That
end
is
of
correct.
2025.
It's just updating the appointments for this year.
So what do we have to draft one for January? Or-
Well, we said in the board approval that this was approved through the end of the year, and then we revisit it in January, so I would assume we're just gonna have to do it again in January.
At least for those two. The rest
those
can
two.
wait until,
Yes.
April or May.
The end of April is what we're trying to pull.
Based on the agreement, the letter that we just approved?
No, actually, the chairman makes their committee appointments, I believe, in the ordinance every April.
Yeah. We've been pushing it to May over the past few years, but we're gonna try
Let's
and
get
bring it
back
back to
to
April.
what the ordinance says.
Oh, it just says contract expires, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
There is language in the third paragraph that, the following appointments by the town board of the town of East Troy are hereby approved for the 2025-2026 term.
Oh,
So when the term ends in April. Unless otherwise designated, of course.
okay, well, this, we were gonna revisit these in January per the approval to do this.
So you just have the option, you can or you don't have to.
Right.
All right. So if we do extend it in January, just leave it alone. It's
You
set.
could.
Yeah, otherwise you edit it out. All right. Okay, so now we're into section 10. This is the employee handbook we talked about earlier, And the motion here has to be to allow me to send it to a labor attorney. I did a little investigation. I told the committee that I would do that. I reached out to Von Bryson, Seymour Kremer Cook, Beulah Vetter, and Alan Olson, and I really didn't get much of a response back from anybody except for Von Bryson, who is the attorney that gave us actually did the book for Town of Troy. And he had indicated that in his review of an 81-page document, this is back in July, and he said his rates went up 10 or 15 bucks. But other than that, he said this review would probably be in the $2,000 to $3,500 range. So I was talking to Attorney Mills, and he kind of said that's just probably a good place to go with it for a review. The one thing else was to, maybe while we're doing this, is have the employee compensation letters reviewed by him as well. That was the other suggestion that you made, yes?
Yeah, my suggestion was, for one, I thought $5,000 was outrageous.
Yeah.
A cap, we had to put something.
Yeah, and it should be done for half of that, max.
Yep.
Second, I do think that the board should determine which attorney to hire.
Okay.
But if you've only gotten a response from one, I know that Steve Cook's firm doesn't really specialize in employment law. So out of the mix that you had mentioned, I might not suggest going with them.
Oh, Seymour Kremer Cook? That's
Yeah.
who you're talking, yeah, right. No, and I went, this was municipal law. I went through and looked at them. They work with the city of Delavan and
Yep, they
such,
do
but-
represent some municipalities.
But I didn't see anything where it said, employment law, so you're absolutely correct. Beulah Vetter does, but I never got a response back. So, and I reached out, the 2nd of December at 10:30 in the morning.
I
So-
guess I just have a question that might assist the board. When the handbook committee was going through some sample handbooks, how much of the town of Troy's was relied upon versus town of Mukwonago's?
It was a good mix, I would say. And we also.
Probably less on
Yeah.
Troy, right?
Yeah.
25, 30%.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say Town of Mukwonago was larger than Town of Troy.
At least, I would,
What do you mean it was larger? Their handbook was more
No,
than
no,
81
our
pages?
content.
Like 65%.
Oh, I see. Okay.
35% was Town of Troy.
And the only reason why I ask is, if you had adopted more of what was out of the town of Troy's, it shouldn't even cost $2,500 in my opinion, if it's the same attorney who drafted that one.
Right.
and I can't remember how to say that, Beulah Vetter,
Beulah Vetter, yeah.
they're the ones that did Town of Mukwonago, so I don't know if that's worth another reach out, circle back to them.
I can try. What I don't want to do is use McGuanago's attorney necessarily. I did reach out to the village, and they said they use Beulah Vetter and Von Bryson. Those are the two. They gave me names, and again, I don't know that I want to use their attorney. Maybe it's okay, but I thought they would just assign me an attorney. That would keep it kind of neutral. I can try and reach out again, but for the life of me, I don't know why people didn't respond. That was Tuesday last week. So,
Well, I have a couple of questions. First of all, I would like to be involved in selecting whomever the town chooses for the
question I have has to do with, we haven't even budgeted for this. So where is the money coming from for this? Or should we table this until after January when a new budget cycle starts? I don't know if Mr. Mills can review this. I don't know, but I'm looking at budget and we don't have that funding available.
Barb has a very valid point, because we are over in legal fees for 2025.
Really? Let's go back to section
Is
6.
that why you didn't get paid for October and
No,
November?
it's because the meeting is so close. I mailed you a check today.
Okay, in your report for October, which is all I have, expenditures, legal, budget 65, and we're at 56, so we got $86 or $8,700 left as of October. I know we've got some spending to do here.
I just mailed a check to Jim for about $5,600.
And that's not
And we still have November and December, my apologies. We have 2 months left to pay him.
Well, yeah, I don't get my December.
But
until
it still has to
January.
be expensed till 2025
Right.
per the auditor.
Well, we can extend it to the employment attorney and tell him he can bill us in January. Whatever the board wants to do.
When does this have to be done by? What was it?
We're trying to get it done.
By the end of March.
I thought it was March, right?
We are early.
Can we table this until January meeting and then hopefully have more answers from you on attorneys and the budget
Right.
be flipped over?
I guess I have questions. We keep pushing things down the road. You delay it till January. Now we've got all of January to get the attorney feedback back. Then we take a look at it. Maybe it happens by February. Then if we don't like what we see there and we gotta talk back and forth, we're gonna burn most of February. And now we're right on top of March. So I thought it was good that we were done early, because then we could get his review and then we could have it back to discuss.
So you're suggesting out of the three, because the only one that gave us feedback would be use him?
Well, he's the one that's been responsive since
Yeah.
July. And he gave me pricing and everything else, but I'm happy to go back to Beulah Vetter and see if we can get someone over there to give me some idea of cost, because I don't think we want to send this into a blind attorney at this point. I think we want some target. Now, when Von Bryson did this, he said it was an 81-page document, and he expected 6 to 9 hours. He expected 2,200 to 3,300. I'm expecting it to be less than that, because we're, what are we, 43? 43 pages, or, it's not, I think it's something like that. So I expected 30, 31?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, I would expect much less than that, but anyway, we can do what the board wants. I just don't wanna keep kicking the can down the road if we're trying to get this done.
Well, in order to get, I guess my understanding is, in order to get somebody, hopefully another person's perspective, or somebody else that the board could decide between more than one person, attorney, we have to kick it down the road.
Okay,
Or we have to make a decision to use this guy.
right. That's what we gotta do. Exactly. So, the suggestion in talking with Attorney Mills was Von Bryson's been responsive, and he's probably gonna be in the ballpark, and so, I know the village uses Von Bryson as well, so it seemed like a suitable selection.
And I think the committee kind of felt like it's more of a cursory review because both of the documents that we used had already been recently reviewed by attorneys. So we're just copying and pasting data that has been, so I don't think we expect a lot.
No,
change
it's
from
my
this.
understanding
It's
that
just a checking the
all
box.
the board needs this attorney to review is not even necessarily the provisions of the handbook, but have there been any employment law updates that have not been considered as part of what our handbook addresses and
Both
should?
federal and state.
Correct.
That's the main issues for this attorney to look at, yeah.
I'm of the opinion, let's get it done.
I mean, if you want me to, I can try and get another attorney to just confirm that it's in that range. And I can communicate out through, Clerk Treasurer Buchanan or, Deputy Clerk Treasurer, Jean, and just have it go out to you guys and you can maybe get back to them with a decision. Does that work that way?
No.
Can't do it that way?
No, I think we gotta make a motion here.
I'll make a motion to authorize Chairman Jones to submit the draft employee handbook to Von Briesen for their final review with a cost not to exceed $3,500.
Second.
She tweaked. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No. Because we still get to review it when it comes back.
Yeah, we still
make
have,
changes.
we still have to go through it. It's not a done deal when it comes back. That's correct. But it's 3,500.
Yeah, and Von Briesen.
Okay. You wanna take it?
Yeah, so, I put on the agenda, authorizing Attorney Mills to make the Town of East Troy website one of the legal posting locations. Today, I couldn't find, where we have have it documented the three.
Yeah, it's not in the
posting
code.
No.
Locations.
It's gonna go under section 220.040 right here. You wanna see?
I thought we had somewhere that said our three legal posting locations were the vestibule here, the fire district, and the boat launch.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, I think more people rely on the website. I know we are doing it there, but it's not considered a legal location. I know there's a risk that the internet may be down, but I think by adding it as one of the legal posting locations, we are serving our residents. Because I don't know how many people physically walk into the fire district or to the boat launch to review the agendas and postings for our meetings.
Sure. There's 3 different methods you can do. Post in 3 public places, or post on the website in 1 public place, or if we had a newspaper that we regularly publish in, and you'd have to choose from one of those 3 options.
And I think we were trying to save money by not going to the newspaper. That's why we had 3 physical locations. So you're saying we can't?
You can do 1 public location and the website, and that would suffice.
Okay, so we could do the town vestibule?
Or you can just keep doing the 3 and just add I think that's what I read somewhere. Just add the website as like a 4th place.
Right, that's what I was thinking, just
Okay.
add it in our language as the fourth place.
Which we currently do, without changing an ordinance, without spending a dime. We always put it on the website, and we always post it in the 3 locations, without spending a penny.
It's my understanding that's what has been happening.
Okay, wait a minute. We're talking about the posting of the meeting itself?
And the minutes and, yeah.
And the
And the
minutes and the
agenda.
agenda?
Not the minutes, just the agenda.
Okay, so the agenda doesn't get on there until Friday, usually before. Well, that's on the website, that's all I see.
Yeah.
The packets don't make it till Friday, usually, for the public to see, and that's been a problem. That's why we started getting our stuff in by 8 o'clock Tuesday, so that it could be made available to
True,
the
but
public.
this is regarding the meeting agendas. Has nothing to do with
Just
the public
agendas.
packet.
Okay.
Just to see what the meeting's going to be about, the time, the place, and what will be discussed.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
In deference to all the choices that we have, I don't disagree with having it become a official posting place, because then, Jim, if you could clarify, if we post in all three places, physical places,
Yes,
and not the website, we're still in compliance with the law.
you are.
If we post on the website and we post in one physical place, we're still in compliance with the law.
You are.
And I will tell you that there are times when I have gone to the firehouse and there's no one there. I come back on a Saturday morning. I go to, and they're not there. They're out on a call. It's happened more than once. And Supervisor Church has been gracious enough to say, hey, let me know, I can make some phone calls and get someone there to do it. But I have come back on a Saturday. I have gone to the boat launch on my way home from work to do a posting where we could get it posted on the website, we could get it in the vestibule, we'd be in compliance for those odd situations. So I think
What's the
that-
value of really posting it at the boat launch?
People,
In all reality.
people drive through there and do look.
Yeah, and they can
And there's
drive
a lot of
past at
walkers.
the firehouse too, but that allows
6
us
months.
to be in compliance with either of those methods then.
Right.
So, for instance, we get a situation where, someone says, hey, can you post a notice of a quorum for us? I think there's gonna be so many people at this particular meeting or event or activity or public thing.
Right.
Yep.
Then that eliminates us having to scramble and get to those other locations.
Right.
We'd be in compliance either way.
Right.
So I say we, instead of adding the website, it makes more sense to change the ordinance, say one public posting and on the website.
And then if the
Alright.
website is down,
But couldn't we leave?
You could always go back to 3 public places if the
I was gonna say,
website is
couldn't
down.
we leave it
as 3 and 1?
or
Yeah, you could do
either
that.
or? Could you word it in such that it'll either be 3 public locations or the website in one location?
I can do that too.
Because then that,
They're both legal.
all the way.
As in
Yeah.
a motion.
All right, yeah, how do we word
So
this as a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to add the Town of East Troy website as one of the legal posting locations in compliance with Wisconsin open meeting law.
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, we're adding it. I did look up, I don't know if it's under 22040 that you're gonna add, but state statute 1981 through 98 is what establishes, I think, the 3 places, so I don't know if we have to write a whole, is it gonna be a new ordinance?
No, it must be an amendment.
Okay. All right. Discussion possible action regarding the revocable occupancy permit agreement for the Village Multi-Use Trail. So if you remember, a few months ago, we had 3 town citizens here on Honey Creek Road that wanted us not to approve the multi-use trail across their right-of-way, highway right-of-way in front of their property. We decided not to allow that to happen. What they've decided to do is they've gone back and re-looked at this, and if you come around to the corner property just before you get to that apartment complex, which you can see in the drawing here. It would go past that corner property in the right-of-way and just a little bit on the other side of the driveway to the apartment complex. I spoke with, as I said in here, Paul Van Hinkelman. He works with the Larsons who own that property. The only concern that they expressed at all was, hey, if I gotta put a driveway for access to this property, if it turns out to be a commercial property or something, I might have to deal with that trail, and as long as the village is willing to work with them on that, they're perfectly fine with this. So I'm assuming they would probably work with them. It is not a town property, it's a village property, but it's town right-of-way because there's one house on 120 that requires half of the road to remain town to tie it to the town. It's kind of a crazy thing, but. So, from what I've done as far as researching, there should be no problem with us approving this. And I did get updated what you got in, when you got here, the updated language for the encroachment location and the description. And if you look at all the points of this, we can revoke this if they are not doing what they need to be doing with that property. I don't know that we would, considering it's a village property and they have jurisdiction over that anyway. But we do have quite a few rights with this agreement, and Attorney Mills has reviewed it.
I've reviewed it and the 11 different conditions by which we can revoke consent. So I think the board can go ahead and safely approve it.
I'll make a motion that we approve the revocable occupancy permit agreement for the village multi-use trail proposed on the corner parcel RXU P00249.
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Supervisor Church, did you? Aye. Okay. And then in the minutes, I will note that there is an update to that document in the additional documents.
Right, and we have to sign this at some point, so we need that new document anyway, right?
You all got it before the meeting.
Right, right.
You all received it before the meeting, but then I will, when I do the minutes, because the packet obviously lays out the information presented at the meeting.
It's, on the bottom, it says 1 of 3, but it's only a 2.
The third page, and that might be something, the third page had 3 asterisks on it, and page 3.
Oh,
It was a spacing issue because I printed off 3 other scrap paper for me.
Yeah, so we have to clean it up, and the thing is, though, Clerk Buchanan, this does, we have to sign this here, and you have to send this in, correct?
To the village.
To the village. So, we can do that at some point, if we wanna clean up this. This is the final document, though, so we do have it. Well, the problem is, I think they wanna fix that. I think they wanna fix it. All right. So now, the last one under 10, or wait a minute, yes, the last one under 10. I gave a budget hearing presentation on the 24th. I did go back and look at the 2024 audit. This was one of the first sets of documents I was given when I got signed in as chairman in April. She gave an audit report at that point. So what I've put here is a lot of the items that I outlined in the budget report and some of the actions we're planning to take. I was quite surprised to hear that there's, a lot of these recommendations are in the audit report, so I could have probably saved myself a lot of time and just gone to the audit report, but I didn't know it was there. The one thing of note, I did have 4 pages attached to this which were documents, pages 6, 7, and 8 out of the insights, which gave a lot more detail to the summary that I have here. And what I think the audit reports are public, are they not? Can we not post them?
Not the insight.
Insights.
The financial documents are, but this is the insights for management that you took this from.
Why would the public not be able to see that?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I summarized them here and put the recommendations. The best I can tell by this, I haven't done a lot of research, but if you notice the parentheses with the year in it, I'm guessing that means that that recommendation goes back to 2009, 2011, 2012, 2023, and 2024. So I was a little surprised when I saw those dates. I got to do some more investigation, but I just want to keep everybody up to date as to what we're finding. I think some of the things we're looking at doing is right on target. I think it's right where we need to be. So that was all. This was just a report to give to the board and the public.
And I think, like the first 2, as far as to have the designated employees, other than the prepare, review, and approve for both the key controls and the financial statements. I think that started that's when we hired Jean
No.
to have separate.
No.
Oh, well, it probably was before then, right? In the
May I
audit
speak?
report.
If you actually listened when the auditor gives her report every year, she says these exceptions are very, very common for a municipality our size. Okay, these comments have gone back farther than I've been employed. The point was that the board hires someone who's competent to make the reconciliations each month and follow through on them. I myself have never claimed to be an accountant or CPA, but I am a very good bookkeeper. If you want someone else to come in and review each month's reconciliations, you probably should consider hiring a part-time accountant.
I thought that's why we have a deputy clerk
Yeah,
treasurer.
yes,
Just to have
that
her.
was the point I was making. If I
Jean
could-
does reconcile monthly the accounts with me. We do it together. This is an old comment.
But it's in the 24 report, so that means
Yeah,
it's
but
not fixed.
this is 24, we're in 2025. We've been doing this all year now. I give you the bank statements each month, and she double checks them against
That's not double checking journal entries. That's,
No, you approve their journal entries every month.
and I can do that at night when I get a bunch of paper
And
shoved
you're
in front of me and I send.
welcome to come in anytime and review them.
Okay,
So, again, my understanding was, I do recall this being an issue year over year in the audit, and that was why we were hiring a deputy clerk treasurer, so we could have the checks and balances.
We have always had a deputy clerk treasurer.
Well, longer hours, right, a full-time position, as opposed to before, when it was only part-time. When we made the staffing changes in the town hall, that was my understanding. Apparently, we should, as I will say, as a supervisor, I should have followed up, but I thought that's what was happening in the office. As far as the capital asset records, that was, yes, it says 2011. That was, again, let me talk, please. That was one of the things when I started, that I reached out to Wendy at Baker Tilly to understand that. And there were concerns about compiling all those records of what assets that we have, and the time and expense it would take to value everything as far as capital assets. And so that was something that, we talked about. You could, and Wendy told me you could start like with your insurance policy, that kind of outlines some of your assets and try and amortize them. But at that time, we didn't have the resources, and we chose not to do that kind of amortization and capital asset list.
May I speak?
That was my understanding, and yes, I have finished. Thank you for letting me complete.
As you stated, there is a cost to creating a capital asset plan, which we have not budgeted for. The only reason that a town would create such a capital asset plan, including our buildings, our roads, our equipment, and such a nature, is if we were going to go into the bond market. And Wendy has said that every single year, unless the town wants to go into the bond market, where there's a cost to issue bonds and create more debt, there has never been a need to spend money to create a plan that we have no intention of using.
I don't think that's the only benefit, and I just stated that we agreed at that time that we didn't have the resources or the expenses to address this, but it was looked into, was the point I was making.
Correct.
I wasn't saying that you didn't do your job or anything like that. I said it was something that I looked into in order to better understand it, and we had just agreed that we weren't going to invest time and money into it.
Correct.
I don't have an issue with you, and I'm not saying.
And I'm just explaining
No.
my side.
We're saying the same thing.
So what cost? I talked to Todd, so I'm a simplistic guy, I guess. I'm just an engineer. I sent an Excel over to Todd and Chief Gurecki, and they've got it pretty close to populated. We've got a price that gets put on there that they bought it for. We have a projected life that puts on there, a good guess, whatever that is. What cost was that? I don't think you spent weeks on this thing. I'm not hiring Ellers or Baker Tilly to put this together.
We need appraisals on our buildings and our parkland and the roads. I mean, it's not just equipment, it's the buildings, it's the property we own, it's multiple things.
The other thing that I noticed in reviewing, I haven't been through all of it, but in reviewing the reports, there is an asset module that can be had with our business system where we track these things. And there is an ability, so when I asked the question 2 years ago to our auditor as a private citizen, I said, why aren't we depreciating? I didn't get a very good answer. I wasn't happy with it because I come out of the private sector and I have depreciated assets forever, for 38 years. So when I ask a question like that, I'm not asking, do we have the capability to do it now? I'm asking, why don't we do that? And so when I got that answer, looking at the audit now and seeing that we would need to add an asset module to be able to do this, and then we would also maybe be able to write off depreciation. So I got a fundamental problem when we're paying $1 million against a ladder truck, and we just blew $8.6 million over the last 8 years. I got a problem with all that. That's
What are we writing off?
You would depreciate the asset.
We don't pay taxes.
You don't have to take the hit in the year. It's written right in our audit. I'll find it for you later if you want, but it's written right in our audit. So the point is, we're not taking $1 million hit this year for a ladder truck. We could write that off over 5 or 10 years, whatever that is. That allows us some flexibility in finances.
Like I said, I'm not an accountant. what is the point of writing it off? What does that do for us?
It
Writing
means
off,
I don't have to take $1 million negative today. I can take 100,000 today.
but we're not taking it, what are we taking a negative from?
All right, you know
I'm
what?
sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, and I'm not an accountant either. I'm an engineer. So what I've
Then
done
okay.
in private sector work,
Doesn't apply here with
not
government.
everything does, but I'm surprisingly finding a lot does as I read audits and stuff. So I will get into it further because I have another year and a half on my term. So I will be getting into it further, but I think there's a lot more similarity than what I've been told. And I think we need to look into some of this stuff. So that was the purpose for this, is to say, it's been identified. You know, Sarbanes-Oxley, I don't know how long ago that was because decades passed with this stuff. I don't know if Ronald Reagan was in office. I have no idea. Sarbanes-Oxley said that you need to, Congress put that in place so that you need to have someone else signing checks, reconciling books, all this stuff. If all we're doing is reconciling a bank account, that's not reconciling the entries into the journal entry, the journal, the entries that we do to affect those in our business system, okay?
Things would not balance if they were wrong.
They didn't balance in October when I got a balance sheet. I said, wow, I never had a balance sheet that didn't balance, and I got one. I can find it for you if you'd like, but yeah, there's just some peculiarities that I would like to see fixed. I want a financial report that I can trust, and that's what I'm focusing on with these elements. Yes, sir.
Can I suggest maybe you schedule a meeting with Wendy and address what your concerns were versus what her recommendations are and come up with a plan that way?
I can do that. What I found out from our workshop, which I really got no benefit out of her sitting there with her computer in front of her, I asked her to define what a fund balance was, since she was so expert at this. And all she told me was, oh, I've been doing this for many years, and it takes a lot to understand this. I never got a frickin' explanation. So I will have to do a lot of investigation and prep before I involve that $2,500 cost to bring her into this, because I don't know that we have a budget for that either, right? So, anyway, so, are we done with that topic?
Amen.
All right, so now we're on to 11. And that is all yours, Attorney Mills.
Yeah, the first item is authorization to create a utility right-of-way ordinance. This came up when we had a damage claim with Spectrum. Walworth County has one. The Towns Association has a model ordinance. It seems overly burdensome to me. But this isn't for next month. This is just authorization to do it sometime next year.
And the purpose is so we can point to it when something happens?
Correct. I kind of co-opted the county ordinance and included what the county ordinance said when responding to Spectrum regarding their request for damages from us.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear back from them?
After I emailed a copy of the letter that I had sent that they said they never received, I haven't heard anything.
And we've never heard anything either.
Okay.
So we haven't paid anything.
No, I told them we're not going to.
Well, I'll make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to create a utility right-of-way ordinance in 2026.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, I have a utility ordinance.
The next item, we're going back to an amended ordinance that I had before the board earlier this year. I don't know why it wasn't approved back then, but I did consult with the chief, and the dollar amounts I had in the original 2025-9 ordinance are the fees that we hope to be charging moving forward. So without rereading the ordinance amendment again, because I already went through these increases once before, I'd ask that the town vote to approve ordinance 2025-9 as written.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-9 as written.
Second.
All in
I guess-
favor? Oh, I'm sorry.
My only question is like, why we're not consistent, I don't know, like in each line item. Like the first two say it's $10 for residents and non-residents. And then we go and we change and we say it's $20 for residents, $20 for non-residents. And then in item number 6, we don't say if it's for residents and non-residents. It's just one of those
Right.
things in legal language, I'm used to consistency. And I mean, I'm not gonna say when we change it, but just moving forward. I don't know if it was because that's the way it was written and you just changed the dollar amounts.
That's all I did with this.
Yeah. So,
And I think the parking fee would be the same whether you're resident or non-resident,
right.
you know, so.
But we mentioned that in every other line item, so.
I just thought it was funny that the attorney and Supervisor Donner put in the same place in the motion. I'm sure that's.
All right, so we have a first and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so the boat launch fee passes.
11C, ordinance 2025-12. It's amending section 2.80.020 sub 2F and adding section sub 2G regarding planning commission fee and single monthly meetings. It reads, Town Board of the Town of East Troy, Walworth County, Wisconsin, does hereby ordain as follows. One, that section 2.80.020 sub 2 is amended and recreated with the following italicized language. Under sub F, all matters submitted to and received by the Plan Commission for review shall be accompanied by a $400 is italicized, that's the new fee, non-refundable application fee. Sub G, the entire section here is italicized because it's new language. Sub G reads, commencing January 2026, all matters to be heard by the Planning Commission for approval or denial of an application shall be heard at a single monthly meeting date unless the Planning Commission wishes to table a matter to give an applicant additional time to present requested evidence. All Planning Commission meetings shall be heard on the third Wednesday of each month. All italicized language above is amended language. Remainder of the ordinance remains unchanged. This ordinance becomes effective upon its passage and publication as provided by law dated this 8th day December.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-12, amending section 2.80.020 subsection 2F.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Oh,
Sorry. In section 2, I know there's more language. I didn't pull it up, or, sorry, 1F. I didn't pull it up.
Yep.
But do we publish like the deadline for submitting the packets to get on the monthly meeting? Okay, it's published on the application
Yep.
instead of in the ordinance. Okay, thank you. Okay. Motion.
all right. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so that passes.
11D, it's a motion to approve ordinance 2025-13, amending sections 11.65.030 and 12.65.090 regarding town park fees. reads, Town Board of the Town of East Troy, Walworth County, Wisconsin, is hereby ordained as follows. Section 12.65.030 is amended and recreated with the following italicized language. 12.65.30, license required. It should be 030. Every person is required to have a special license prior to such event pursuant to the terms and provisions of this chapter. New language, that's italicized. Commencing January 2026, the yearly fee to the East Troy Soccer Association for the use of the athletic field shall be $100, and the yearly town park usage fee charged to the East Troy Electric Railroad shall be $500. 2, that the application fee found in section 12.65.060 sub 4 is amended and recreated to increase the application fee to $30 for Town of East Troy residents and to $50 for non-residents. 3, that section 12.65.090 is amended and recreated with the following italicized language. That section deals with the license fees, and we are simply saying that concurrent with the filing of an application for the special event permit, that the application fee will be $30 if the applicant is a town resident, $50 for a non-resident. That is the italicized language. It next reads, the town board may waive the above fee is italicized, of any applicant so long as prior notice is given to the town clerk. I just changed the word "so" is italicized here. I just changed the wording of the ordinance to make it make sense. All italicized language is above is amended language. Remainder of the ordinance remains unchanged. It becomes effective upon its passage and publication, dated today's date.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025-13, and ordinance amending sections 12.65.030, 12.65060, and 12.65090 regarding town park fees.
Second.
I just had a quick question. Why does it say license instead of not permit? Cause a permit to use the park, not necessarily a license. I'm just,
That's a valid point.
That is simply what the ordinance read. I was updating the fees, so.
Do we wanna make a change while we're doing this or not?
Still a license, right?
it's a permit.
It's a permit.
It's not a license.
It's a license to use, it's a permit to use.
Yeah.
We refer to
It's a special event
permit fees, it's a
It's a, that we have them fill out a special event.
permit.
Oh,
Yeah.
up in the first, oh yeah, it says license.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a special event permit to use the town park.
Right.
That's why it's just a word.
My other question was, in that section that where we're adding the fees, do we really wanna specify the names, like East Troy Soccer Association, sorry Gene, and the East Troy Electric Railroad, or do we wanna say more like, for anyone who's using the athletic fields 10 times a year?
Those
or
were the
more?
only two organizations with the fee amounts that the town board approved last month.
Although the athletic field shouldn't be limited to
Right.
just the soccer association. We had a camp in there this year that, you know, I would assume that we should be charging them as well, but.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that when we had our budget workshops and Supervisor Church proposed this, in the end it was use of the park. Is what we kind of, we didn't say then, because we thought there might be other groups, you know, there might end up being a farmer's market at some point, or something such as that, that it kind of in the end was organization with perpetual use of the park. So
For
I,
a certain number of times or whatever, yeah.
and I don't, and we didn't define that in any way,
Right.
but we just,
No. So you saying, well, here's what you should do. There's been a motion and a second. You can let the motion,
just vote.
yeah, vote to not approve. Get me more specific ideas of what the town board is actually looking for. And then we can bring it up next month.
So all in favor? All opposed? Nay. Okay. So,
I'll make a motion to table ordinance number 2025-13 until next month.
Second.
Wait, that wasn't.
No, do we,
Until next month when Attorney Mills can rewrite.
well, we didn't authorize them to do that, right?
No, and
I think
the
we
next
already
time,
denied it.
You need language.
yeah, you guys might not discuss that till the next town board meeting.
Right, we'll just put it back on
So-
the agenda.
We'll just put the issue back on the agenda for
Right.
January.
Table it till we meeting or not?
Yeah,
We don't have to table, we already denied it, right?
right.
It can just be brought
Oh,
back.
Oh, okay.
I take back my motion.
And then last item was the E-code contract. I sent a letter to the board on November 20th indicating that I read through the agreement. I had some changes, and some things that didn't really make sense to me that I thought it was, worth following up on. I don't know if anyone ever did.
Isn't that, didn't that come to the chief, or who gets the E
It came to me.
to you? So did you look at that at all, or?
No, I did not.
So is this, the ordinance activity that goes on with the chief, the police department?
This was a supplemental service contract?
This is the company that hosts our code online.
Oh, yeah,
That's connected to our website,
right,
that all of us use all the time,
right.
so.
So is this something that you're gonna go back to them on, or how do we do
We
this?
should, we should.
Okay, well, I think it falls in your court, right?
I can forward him Attorney Mills's email. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
One
good.
of the things just in contract reviews that always is a flag for me is, would we really be able to give them a 90-day notice if we wanna not renew? Could we negotiate that to 30 or 60 days? That's just something I always
Sure.
negotiate.
That's 3A on your email.
Yeah.
90 is challenging.
Do you wanna suggest 30 before you submit that? Otherwise, my comments pretty much speak for themselves.
No, they're pretty clear.
So I don't think anything more is necessary other than Kim will forward my recommendations to the company.
And we should, when do we have to have a signed contract with them to keep going here? Is there a date?
Well, in Jim's
Automatic renew.
note, it's in the first one, the current runs till October 31st of 2026,
Okay,
so.
so why are we seeing this now then? I don't understand.
It auto renewed,
No.
I'm guessing.
Oh, I'm sorry, it goes from November 1st of 2025 through October 31st,
Right.
2026. That's the time frame.
Right at the top.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't
So
get
we
this
missed the
contract to
auto renew.
review until November 20th.
So to the point of renewal.
And
it
I didn't
happens
get it till
automatically.
after November 1st.
So then we've already renewed it, probably.
Yeah.
No, nothing's been signed.
There is an automatic renewal without written notice.
Well, that's what I reviewed. I don't know if that was in the last contract, I'm sure it was.
I would assume
but-
so.
And this is new. This contract is new. We've never had a contract with them before.
Okay, this came from Taylor on November 3rd. So,
Yeah, and we didn't have our town board meeting till November 17th
Right.
to authorize me to even review it.
I mean, it's really out of whack. This should have been much earlier than
Yeah.
when they sent it. So I think we have some cause to go back and,
And General Code actually bought out the company that we originally used, which was, Code Publishing. So this is a new company.
that's why it's screwed up. That's why it's late.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know that I see anything huge here. These are not earth-shattering things, but they're definitely worth pursuing. So,
That's it for attorney report.
yeah. Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
We
No.
got special and pending meetings.
Okay.
Nice try, Joe.
There's a target in mind.
Mid-December, starting this Thursday, tax collection begins from 9 to 1 a.m. December 24th through the 26th, all day the town hall will be closed. December 31st, there will be tax collection from 9 till 12. And then December 31st, the town is closed. Will close at 12 o'clock that day. January 1st, the town hall is closed for New Year's Day, all day. January 12th is the next town board meeting. January 21st is the next planning commission meeting. And January 27th is the next Tri-Troy meeting at the Village of East Troy Town Hall, or Village Hall.
Excuse me, December 18th at 5:30 ETA ESD. And I'll make a motion to adjourn.
December 9, 4 o'clock, park committee.
And when was the ETA, ESD? 9?
December 18th at
Eight.
5:30 PM.
12/18.
Still make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.